So I want to do a quick video tutorial on how to set up bridging rules in a form. And so this is how we do it. So if you remember from the presentation, the first thing you have to do is turn your form into a quiz. So you go to the wheel here and you're going to go to quizzes, and it will look like this whenever you open it for the first time. You're going to slide that over to make this a quiz and then click save. So the important thing to remember, like we discussed in the training, is that rather than adding question after question in the traditional way, you're going to take questions and you're going to create, each question will be its own section. So just a reminder, so here's question one, and we label that question one. So and here's my question. So traditionally we would have gone right here and a new question would pop up, but that won't work. Don't do that. You need to go here and click add a section. So a whole new section pops up. And so you'll see here on my next section, I labeled it question 2, and then I wrote the question and answers in. I'm going to get rid of this goofy one here, maybe. Delete section. Okay. So it's important to remember to label each section question 1, question 2, question 3, etc. Or label it reteach 1, reteach 2, reteach 3, etc. So whenever you put your question in, that's how you would do that section. Just a reminder that when you go in to do a reteach, whenever you add a new section, where did that section go? Sometimes they just pop up in the most random spot. Let's just say it's up here. Whenever you do this, you have the option of titling it what you need to title it, and then going into adding a text section. You can add an image, you could add video. So if you're doing an assessment on the ecosystem, maybe you put in here a graphic of a food web to help jog their memory of how food webs work. You could almost think of this as the blank supplemental aids, blank graphic organizers. What tricks do they need to know in order to answer the question? If you remember in my video, I added a whole video on how to subtract, just to remind them how to do so. So we have our quiz set up. We have our title section. We have question 1, question 2, reteach 1, and reteach 2. So what I have to do now is go in and tell the form which answers are right or wrong and what to do whenever they get a right or wrong answer. So when I click on here, you're going to see answer key. What I have to do is select the right answer so the computer knows. So that's 1. You can go up here and select point values if you need to. And then go back to editing. So now we know you have a little check that says 7 is the right answer. Then you have what I heard them called earlier were stoplights. So we go to the stoplights. And this right here is where we're going to check. Go to section based on answer. Now I have a lot of options. So 3 is the wrong answer. I don't want them to go to the next question. I want them to go to the reteach of question 1. So I'm going to go to this drop-down menu, and you'll see question 1, question 2, reteach 1. That's where I want them to go. If they say the answer is 8, that's an incorrect answer, so they need to go to reteach 1. If they get 7 and it's correct, then they need to go to the next section, okay? So we continue on here, and this one, we got to do the same thing. So answer key, we got to select the answer. So 1 is the correct answer. Go back to editing, go to our stoplights, go to section based on answer. If they chose 3, that is an incorrect answer. They need to go to reteach for question number 2. And here, if they select 1, they can continue on. If this is the last question in your form or in your assessment, which it is for mine, then I want them to be able to submit form. Okay. If they say it's 0, then they're going to go back to the reteach. So reteach 2. Now, it's important right here, when you get to the reteaches, what you don't want them to do is see your reteach and then go to the next question. The reteach needs to send them back to the question they're working on. So this is the reteach for question 1. They need to go back to question 1. Here's my reteach for question 2. Once they're done with that, they need to go back to the reteach for question 2, which I don't see. Let me add one more section. There we go. You may have to add, it looks like a dummy section here, so we'll make sure that that's true. So they're going to go back to question 2. All right. So we're going to test our form out and see if it actually works. Go to the preview the eyeball. So the text, they type in their email address. They have next. Oh, darn. Here we go. Next. So here's my question. Let's say I say the answer is 3. And I click next. Obviously it's wrong, so it sent me back to my reteach. If I click back, it's going to send me back to the question. If I click next, it still sends me back to the question. So let's see if I do say, oh, it's 7, what happens next? It'll send me on to the next question. It's important when you're testing your form that you test all the wrong answers first so that you can make sure they send the kid to the right section of the form. So we need to make sure that if I click on 3, that's an incorrect answer. It should send me to reteach. And it does. There's my video to watch. If I click 0, which is an incorrect answer, it should send me to reteach. And it does. So I click 1 and I go to next. I'm done with my test. Now I can submit my form. And then I have the option to view score, which I should have 100 because I did my reteaches. And I couldn't move on until I got it correct. So you'll see, the kids will see in here that they got those questions correct. So that is how you do branching rules. You would share this form with a link just like you would any other form. In fact, everyone participated in one of these quizzes when you did the staff handbook. And so that's all I got for you.